like feel it? Like what exactly do you mean?
The emotion, whatever you're saying, you like if you're say you say, oh, I'm in perfect health. You want to have that feeling of what it would feel like to be in that
Perfect health.
state.
Oh,
Okay.
so I
So it's
could
not just
say
talking
I'm
about it.
pain free. I need to start saying I'm pain free because something's always hurting.
Yeah. So when you say I'm pain free, feel what it feels like to be
Mm-hmm.
pain free.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe go back when you were
Mm-hmm.
younger and nothing ever hurt you.
Right.
Feel that feeling.
Okay.
Tap into that inner self, that subconscious.
Yeah, so it's all about energy, and the not just the words you
Mm-hmm.
say, but the feeling that comes with the
I wouldn't.
words. Because you can say any word that you want to, but you can say you're happy, but the feeling of sadness is all showing on your face.
Right.
It doesn't mean anything.
Right.
So for the people that are just tuning in, we have I am vegan monk. How long have you been meditating now? How long have you been a monk?
Uh, well, not an actual monk, but yeah, nine
All
years,
this
eight
time I
years.
thought you were an actual monk. You've been fooling
Man,
me.
you know what? You know what? I am, and I probably used to be.
In a
So
former life.
since I used
When
to
you came
be,
out the temples?
I'm just remembering that I am now. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, so it's been about 8 years, which is really relatively a short period of time as far as
Mm-hmm.
meditation goes.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, what's beautiful is you don't see too many people like in our community actually talking about practicing meditation, which I'm pretty sure they do. Maybe, a handful of people. Like, what inspired you to start meditating?
Man, I was lost. I was lost, scared, in a dark place. And so it was just
So why
my
didn't you run
last
to the church or anything like that, like most
because
people?
I just got done running from it.
Okay.
Just running from the church, huh?
Yeah, so what it was is I was raised in organized religion, so uh, when I got teenager, I just went buck wild, went the opposite
Like
direction.
most kids do.
Right. It's like a tether that broke.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a dog being chained up when the chain broke. That was full speed. So I did that for a lot of years, and then realized way too many years, and then realized that that wasn't it either. That wasn't the freedom or the peace that I was looking for. So then I tried to go back and go, maybe I missed something. And then, no, it wasn't it. I was right. So uh, I finally just said, well, what else is there? So I just looked up meditation and then we went from there.
Oh man, that's beautiful. Now, when you went into meditation, was it something that you did for like 5, 10 minutes, or like how long when you initially started were you actually meditating
Yeah,
throughout the day?
it was a short period. When I first started sitting, uh, my mind was really crazy and all over the place. So I could only really do it for short periods of time. But even then, I noticed throughout the day that my days went better if I meditated first. So why wouldn't I continue to do that? So that's what I did.
So, how has your meditation practice evolved since that time? Do you meditate longer periods now?
Oh yeah, I'm at about an hour and a half a
Hour
day.
and a half
Wow.
in the mornings, or do you break it up?
So I do a half. I get up at 3:30 a.m. and when I get up,
When?
I
3:30. What time do you go to bed?
who needs sleep? What you talking about?
Man, don't
Okay.
sleep.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. I don't sleep. I just set my alarm to remind me to
So
meditate.
getting up at 3:30.
So yeah, I get up at 3:30 a.m. and I'll sit down for half an hour. Then I'll go to work and in the afternoon I'll come back and do an hour.
Wow.
Wow. And do you do anything before you go to bed, or you just?
I usually listen to like something guided.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Put
Right.
whatever I'm
Hmm.
feeling at the time, put something on
Hmm.
there, just let it hit my subconscious while I'm sleeping.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's what I do, but not so. I mean, my meditation practice is actually quite short. I like maybe do 15 to 20 minutes in the morning.
So what he's saying is
See,
you need to step your game
no, that's not what I'm saying.
So you're trying to come at me.
No, not at all.
So no, that's good. You don't want to try to do too much to where it's not as productive.
Right.
So if it's shorter and it's productive, more productive, then you want to stay short. And then when you feel like you're comfortable with that, then you can just add time.
And do you get like kind of lost? I mean, in a meditation, how do you know when to stop? Like, how do you know if you had too much or too little? Or is it just when you
Well,
just feel like, okay, I'm done?
yeah, when you usually like sometimes my mind will still be all over the place. And I just have to bring it back because, life situations happen and you have stuff on your mind, right? You just do. If you have something big coming up, it's on your mind all the time. So you just have to realize that it's there and observe it and let it go. But um, once you feel comfortable, the time doesn't seem like the hour doesn't seem like an hour.
Mm.
It seems like a
So you're
shorter
saying
period
time
of
doesn't
time.
exist? Is that what you're telling me?
Pretty
So
much,
you
yeah.
have a special place that you've kind of blocked off in your house or created a special,
So guess where my first place was?
what?
In the bathroom.
In the
Yep.
bathroom.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Look at that. I got bonus points for that one.
Yeah. It was in the
I
bathroom.
believe
I
it. That's a
go,
good
and it was
place because nobody comes in there and interrupts you when you're in the
right.
bathroom.
It was in the bathroom. I just asked anybody if anybody was at my house if they needed to use the bathroom, and I said I'm gonna be
There you
gone for about a half hour, and I shut the door and do my thing. So now I graduated to the living room in this little spot. Cat knows where I do it now. I have a spot in the
Yeah,
living
he
room
got a
I
big
I
opening of
meditate.
sage, y'all, and the house be all
I got some
clouded.
crystals. I got some crystals and some
Some
sage.
stuff, some stuff, and some stuff. You
Yeah.
got your whole place like cordoned off in the living room.
I had
That's
to
nice.
come over and get a couple lessons in meditation.
So do you light incense before or
Yeah, but
okay.
I usually don't do it when I
Okay.
meditate. I usually
Just
do the
go.
sage and yeah,
Oh, so you
I
do
do.
sage to clear
Yeah,
out the energies. Yeah, okay.
that's right.
All right. And are you listening to music or you just what? Or is it a
Sometimes,
bell? What you got
some,
going?
so I got a timer. It's called Insight Timer that I
Mm-hmm.
use, and usually there's just it's just the bell to every 15 minutes or every 30 minutes, however I want it to go.
Uh-huh.
But sometimes I'll hook up some meditation uh, frequencies, sounds in the background on my computer while I'm doing meditation. And sometimes I'll put music on or whatever. But most of the time it's just in silence. But I like to switch it up every once in a while.
Okay.
I know you were telling me off air we were talking about this. It was like an application or something that helps you keep track of your meditations and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Can you give the viewers some more insight on that?
Yeah, it's called the Insight Timer.
Okay. And
That's what it's called. And it'll track all your meditations and it'll give you a bunch of guided ones if you need that. I recommend if you're just starting to, guided ones are good because once you get the habit of every day sitting, that's when you can stop really with the guided ones and continue to sit. But the habit is the most important. That's why even if 5 minutes a day, you got to get it in that day, no matter what.
so
I would agree. I would agree with you. I agree.
I don't got my glasses on. Felicia, I know some people are having some questions out there. Maybe we can scroll through, get some questions answered.
Well, Star Elliott says that she meditates in the closet. And I'm like, that's a good place too, because it's quiet,
If
it's dark, and nobody's going in the closet.
Star, has she ever seen R. Kelly in there?
Oh. And she says also, what are you thinking about? Thinking matters. What you are focusing. Does it matter what you're focusing on, or but your second brain, your gut? It's trying. She needs a more of a definition.
About
What you're focusing on
Yeah, while you
oh,
meditate.
oh no, I don't really focus on anything. Now there's different kind of meditations where you can put your energy and focus on something. I just try to be an empty vessel.
Oh, okay.
That's what I do.
Right.
I stay empty and receive things.
Okay.
You know what I find in meditation sometimes? Like I'm focusing on my breathing. And what happens is I kind of like zero in on the tip of my nose.
Right, no, that's what I do also. Yeah.
But I get these thoughts.
What kind of thoughts?
It's a random thought like, oh, I gotta go to the grocery store and make a list. And then I'll like follow it for just 2 seconds and then I try to come back. But how do you kind of cut down on those random thoughts that come in?
Man, they're gonna come and they're gonna come all the time. The key is catching them quick. So so back in the day, sometimes it would be like the internet. I get on one thing and 15 minutes later I'm on something else, but I'm still caught up in thought. So the more you do it, the more you can bring it back gently. But you want to, right as soon as you catch it, you just want to bring it back. And there's different techniques you can use. My favorite back in the day would be counting. So when my mind was really busy, I would count 5 breaths at a time. and you'll be amazed after you get to like the second set of 5 breaths, and then you release and then stop counting that how you've settled down.
Okay.
So there's
So you
different
take like a
techniques.
deep breath, and then you're like
No,
count.
just breathe. No, just breathe your normal
Okay.
breaths, and but just 1, 2. So now you're just focusing on this counting. So the thoughts are gone, and then by the time you get to 10 or so, your mind has settled down. If it was really busy beforehand. So that was one of my favorite techniques to
Oh, so we
calm
have to
myself down.
clarify something. Star Elliott says that she wasn't talking about meditation; she was talking about depression.
Okay.
And I'm assuming, Star, that you want some techniques to kind of
Help you with depression and
get through
meditation.
depression. I'm telling you, as a depression survivor, no longer meditation, not meditation. That's part of it, but exercise has been my cure for depression.
Mm-hmm.
So Paul is Vipanasa.
What was that?
What kind of meditation? Vipanasa.
Panacea.
Yeah.
No, but Vipassana. He said, what kind of meditation?
Oh, okay. I was lost for a second. I was like, huh? I was like, went totally over my head.
Oh yeah,
We got some more viewers
oh
asking some
yes,
questions.
asking what type of meditation.
So I know with nutrition, like I know I suffered from anxiety and stuff like that, and I didn't know why it was coming about. And mine was more through the nutritional side and meditation, that those kind of things just kind of dissipated out of my body. It was like knowing that whatever I put into my body is suffering, or they have fear-like thoughts, and absorbing all that made me feel a certain kind of way. I didn't realize that prior to cutting out the meat and dairy out of my diet. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a huge thing people have to realize, is like sometimes when you're eating, whether it's chicken, cow, pig, whatever, these animals are suffering from a form of depression or fear or something like that, anxiety, and you're absorbing all that energy that they're having, and you're wondering why you have all these symptoms. It's like, come on, it's put 2 and 2 together.
Maybe that's it too. Maybe it's also because maybe it's for me it could be a change in diet as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I didn't know anything about the impact that animals had on your
emotions.
emotional effect they had on
Yeah,
you, or
me
anything
neither.
like that when I stopped eating meat, because I had no information on that. But you absolutely do feel the difference. And I know a lot of people that I know have just, well, one recently, a guy named Jeff, he stopped eating meat, and he said he would have anxiety attacks before he stopped eating
Yeah.
meat. He said he don't even feel anxious anymore. It just went
That was,
away, and it's only been a short period of
that was
time.
something that was huge with me, that I noticed that those kind of symptoms, it was like, and they would come out of nowhere too. I'd be at the house watching TV, and all of a sudden I feel these anxiety attacks come on, where they were like really intense. And I thought at one point I was going crazy. I was like, what the heck is going on?
Oh no, you went
Yeah, you
there.
did. That was a form of
Yeah,
insanity.
it was like I was
insanity.
going crazy, and I didn't know what was going on with me. And slowly but surely, right after I started cutting out the meat and the dairy, I was like, I can just feel all that energy just starting to leave my body, you know?
There's some more questions there. You want to read a
Yeah.
couple of those?
I forgot what the person's name, but they were just saying, so meditation isn't about breathing in slowly.
So what I usually do to start my meditation, I will take 4 or 5 deep breaths just to settle down a little bit, and then you just breathe normally and naturally. Now your breath may change as you get deeper into meditation. It may slow down, but you don't want to try to alter your breathing. You want to just breathe however you just naturally, however you breathe. If it's a little bit faster pace, that's what it is. So in the beginning, I used to try to alter my breathing and to make it longer, more relaxing. What would actually do is speed it. My breathing would be all off. It wouldn't be natural. I'd be have short ones, long ones, short. Instead of just breathing naturally, like you're relaxing, and I mean basically like you're sleeping. You just want to breathe naturally. You don't want to try to You don't want to do all that, but I do that to settle down. You know, take a couple deep breaths to settle down before I start my meditation, and then I just breathe normally and naturally.
Have you just been in a state of meditation where you felt that your body was, I mean, it was just tingling, and that you were just actually left it and was kind of watching and walking around and looking? I've had like out of body experiences.
I've had those feelings too.
Meditating.
Yeah, and you get different physical sensations. A lot of times I'll just get body jerks. It's real weird. I don't know if you've ever had that before, where you just get like Tourette's, like you,
right,
like you just.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
think that's something like releasing from your body?
Yeah,
like
yeah. So
detoxifying?
you know, I look up stuff when stuff happens to me, and it was basically like, you know, like releasing certain energy or whatever. It's some you know, when you meditate, it rewires your brain
Yeah.
and your brain activity. So it's probably just some stuff moving around in there.
Right. Oh, okay. So I just want to give a shout out to some people who've been watching us. We have Vegan Goddess who's joined and are checking us out. Daddy Biz, Fettuccine Feasting. Hey, what's up, little Larry? I saw you. Don't know that I didn't think I saw you. Hey, Andre, I saw you pop in too. And Nanette, Star Elliott, just been dropping knowledge in her statements. Paul, what is Mercer? Thank you. And Paul actually has a question, and he's asking for the specific type of meditation that you do. So
I do Vipassana.
Vipassana. So can you explain that?
Yeah, it's basically just a insight meditation, and it's breath focused, right? So it's nothing. It's an old meditation, and it's just basically focusing on breath to simplify it. So there's nothing really special that you do, but your body position is important, and then how you try to keep, and the methods you use to keep your mind from not being so busy.
Okay, so I got a couple more questions for you, but we have to take a break. Let's take a break real quick. And we're bringing it back. You're tuned into Health Matters Radio, and we have I Am Vegan Monk talking about meditation today. So there's more than one type of meditation, right? How did you end up deciding how to pick that particular genre of meditation?
Well, I didn't even know what kind of meditation I was doing in the beginning. I was just doing it. I didn't even know about, you know, they got TM, they got Kundalini, they got all these different kind of meditation. So I was looking into becoming a meditation instructor.
Okay. How do you become, if you don't mind me asking, how do you become a meditation?
Was that through yoga? Were you teaching yoga or?
No, I just went online.
Okay.
Just like if I was to teach a meditation class and have people come in, and basically it's about, you know, adjusting your body to where the energy can flow, and then helping you deal with any issues as far as some problems you might run into. But the reason why I chose that is because the meditation program that I signed up for, the cert that I signed up for, that's what it was. So that's what I learned about. So there's all different kinds, and I think, I mean, I don't know how different the other ones are compared to that. So I really couldn't go really deeper into that subject.
You look like you're about to say something, Felicia.
No, we got a message that we were getting some feedback, and major feedback from the mics. And it could be the phone on the other line, but that's okay, on the other side. But we'll work it out. We're learning. This is all a learning process. So this is a test. So we're gonna figure it out. And thank you, Dennis, for your input, and we'll work on it and try to make all this work.
We're making it happen, Captain. So, Monk, can you hear me now? Okay. How's that sound, guys? Is you still getting the feedback out there?
So, Monk, you have your meditation practice. How does that benefit your workout practice?
Well, I've always been really dedicated to the gym, even when I wasn't dedicated to anything or anybody else. So I don't really think it affected that part of it. But what I didn't really realize is when working out is kind of like meditation if you do it right.
That's how I get my meditation in.
Yeah, that's if you do it right. If you really are present while you're doing your exercises, you're not thinking about anything else. So it really is like a form of movement meditation, just like, Tai Chi and all these other things. If you're really present doing that, you can really change your life doing that. So just like, yoga and all these other things, if you're present doing what you're doing, it'll change your life. Matter of fact, if you're present throughout your day, even if you're not meditating, that's meditation. You can meditate anywhere, anytime, any place, whatever you're doing. It's just about being present.
Yeah, I find myself being more present throughout the day, like just being conscious of what's around me, who I'm talking to, the purpose of the conversation, and things like that. And I feel like when you live in that type of mindset, things tend to flow to you a lot easier, and life becomes more purposeful. You know what I'm saying? You're just not just wandering around life trying to figure out things. You kind of go in there and you're like, wow, I understand why I'm here at this particular moment. I see the person. I understand why I had to speak to this person at this particular time to make all these connections. It's like connecting the dots almost.
Yeah, well, the reason why we don't ever receive anything is because our mind is full already.
Mm-hmm.
We're constantly busy-minded, and we can't receive what we're supposed to be received because it's too full. You got to empty that out before you can bring anything else in, and that's the problem. Most of our lives are lived in the past or the future, so we're never present. And present is where everything happens. Nothing happens outside of the present moment. So we're missing our whole lives, basically.
You wake up one day and you're like 50, 60 years old, and you're like, where did my life go?
You could have said older.
I know.
Than that,
I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, don't say 50. Anyway. Yeah,
you're
you could have your
in spirit.
Right.
right. You can't have your whole life go by.
Yeah, but the thing for meditation, what it did for me basically is it didn't give me anything. It just removed what wasn't me.
Yeah.
So the programming part, everything that I thought I was, or the people told me that I was, there was a lie, but I believed it and I bought into it. It just took that away. So when it takes away what you thought you were, and it shows you who you really are, you realize that you are me and I am you, and then we're all greatness. That's all we are. We're just we're
It's oneness. We're having a conversation within ourselves.
But just when you come to grasp the magnitude of who you are, you're just, it's just amazing, and to just understand that you have this power to set in motion things.
Mm-hmm.
We've
always had the power.
I know, but coming to that realization, because a lot of us don't really realize who we are.
No, not
we
at all.
don't, and not at all.
And that's the programming, and that's how the society that's around us wants it, because it's a form of slavery. You know what I'm saying? It's a form of keeping us separated from the one source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why it's called self-realization, right?
Very true.
When you realize who you really are, then it's powerful. Yeah. When you realize that you can do anything and you can be anybody, then it's powerful. Yeah. I mean, there's certain people out there that supposedly have handicaps, but they don't realize that they can't do something, and they do it.
Exactly.
The reason why they're able to do that is because they don't realize they can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that stops us is us believing that we can't do it.
Our own limited beliefs and our limited thoughts.
That's it.
Very true.
So I know that this year we've been talking offline. You're going to be going around doing a lot of speaking this year on meditation.
With you.
Yeah, I know. We let an audience know we're going to go on this tour.
You guys, I'm coming. Wait a minute, you guys can't leave me. Where you guys go? I'm going.
Oh man, we're going to be in LA. Well, next month I know we're going to be in LA for an engagement.
And then in April too, we're going to be down there, but it's going to be for something else.
Oh yeah, that's more personal fun.
Yeah.
But it's more so just allowing our community to know, because I feel like it's just been generations and generations of people that have been asleep in our community that don't realize that, hey, it's time for us to take control. It's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to really go out there and allow our true purpose to shine across this world. You know what I'm saying? And with that, it's going to free up so much negative energy that's been built up in our communities, you know? And I think
generational energy, negative
Man,
energies that have been
man.
built up in our communities.
yeah.
That, I mean, I like the fact that you guys are going out and doing that. I would like to be a part of that.
You are a part of it. What are you doing right now?
Oh, she's like, you are. Just stay here. But anyway, but that is, I really like that, because I think that could cure a lot of stuff that's going on.
Mhm.
And you know, I'm not trying to talk negative about medicinal marijuana or anything like that.
Well,
But
tell us how you feel.
but I have an opinion that, you know, it kind of takes us away from a feeling, and we need to be able to feel what's going on. Pain is a signal, and I just have this concern that our community is being so anesthetized that it's not willing to feel anymore. And I don't know. I think it's important that we kind of wake up and be tuned in, and not just tune off and disengage.
Well, as far as that goes, I think there's a lot of other substances that really, really numbs you, way more than medical marijuana.
Oh
would.
yeah, among
You know what
other
I'm saying?
things, right?
I'm just saying, if you really want to get numb, weed is not the way to get numb. Right? There's other things that'll get you where you don't feel anything. I mean, from methamphetamines to cocaine to heroin to alcohol.
Right.
If you want to get numb, you're gonna go
Well,
there.
shoot, the kids
So
are all doing the syrups.
the pill. Oh,
You know.
yeah. Well, they
Yeah,
man.
you know what I'm saying?
And the pills too. If you
Yeah.
want to, if
Right.
you really want to get numb, it's basically heroin, synthetic heroin. Is what they're taking. So, as far as the marijuana goes, I don't know. I don't think it's really a numbing agent, in my opinion. That the rest of the things I've just named will do way more damage.
Right.
And I'm not a proponent of it. Of
Sounds like you
marijuana.
are.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. I just think it has some useful things, useful properties to it. It's been used for thousands of years, and
But it wasn't
it's been
always, it wasn't always grown indoors under synthetic lights and
With
all
high
that stuff.
THC counts and all that other
No.
stuff. Okay.
No,
It's organic is what it was.
understandable. But now they have CBD, which doesn't even give you a head high, which is just used for medicine.
Yeah.
So they have made some steps to eliminate that and just use it as medicinal purpose.
We have Sugar Shane says that cannabis lessens the pain, but also it increases awareness. Now, okay, but I'm always thinking about Cat Williams when he was talking about his experience. He had some weed and he was just sitting in front of
No. Cat was on something else. Don't. Oh, no.
That's
Come on.
That's a cow.
Come on now.
Over there, that's
Hey,
a
man,
love seat.
If you tell me Cat was just on,
You just have a cow. You just
Hey.
have a love seat.
But that's what
tell me
California
Cat was
is known for.
Man.
Humboldt County is known across the world. He wasn't used to that.
I don't really have a problem with it. It's from the earth, and if it's from the earth and grown from the earth, then it's a good thing. That.
Well, I just think there's way bigger issues than that going on especially in our community. I mean, we can start.
I'm seeing a much younger crowd really getting into it, and a growing brain. That's detrimental.
I mean, we can start with food if you want to go there.
You need to have empathy. Yeah, I guess so.
Our diets.
I hear you.
We're having type 2 diabetes as children.
That's true.
Okay, if you want to see what's really killing us, we can look.
I think I was having a conversation with somebody off air. It's like now you have these these parents that, you know, they're doing everything to try to survive, try to keep a home, and you know, they give what little money they have to their kids to go get breakfast. And when you live in these food deserts in these urban communities, and the kid only has the dollar menu to choose from walking to school, or the local liquor store where they're gonna pick, you know, some
Chips.
chips, the honey buns, a soda, everything that costs a dollar because they only have $3 or $4 in their pocket. It's like, man, we have to realize they don't have access to fresh produce,
Right.
where they're going to get the proper nutrition, where they're going to get the brain development, where they're going to get the proper blood flow, the proper antioxidants to their bodies. I mean, they're set up for failure from day one in those
Yeah,
communities.
yeah, and as far as education, as far as that goes too, they're not getting the proper education in
Oh, not at
schools,
all.
and you know it's a setup. Once we realize it's a setup, then we try to figure out to go different ways or different ways about getting around what's being given to us,
Hmm.
and that it's up to us to have a voice to try to make things happen. Like I said, I was just talking to that the politician today I was telling you about, and that's one of the avenues. Let's get close with some of these people that are in charge of doing things for the city and see if we can get some stuff done. Because we have to. We have to. The whole generation is dying.
Exactly.
I hear you on that. Let's take a quick break. You're listening to Health Matters, and stay tuned to KPFB 89.3 FM in Berkeley for part 2 of Health Matters with host Dr. Felicia Bridges and Mario Catley with guest Monk. Do we have a different name for Monk?
I am vegan, Monk.
Okay, I am Vegan Monk. Welcome back to Health Matters. I am Vegan Monk is, what did the hell did I say? Mario Catley. Oh, all right.
It's all good.
Welcome back to Health Matters.
So we're just talking about, you know, pretty much how the urban community is set up for failure when it comes to, especially our youth, having the proper nutrition and being able to go out there and have the right fuel. You know, I know, you know, it's so funny. I've seen in certain school districts where they've actually implemented meditation for the kids, and seen a total, you know, 180 with the students, with kids that used to have outbursts and get into fights and all that kind of stuff. Like, they do, I think it's like 10, 15 minutes during class, they'll do a meditation with the kids. How do you guys feel about, you know, schools actually implementing meditation part of the curriculum now?
Well, I love it, and there's a big misconception that especially in the church community, that meditation is from the devil and it's some type of religion. It's none of that.
Right.
We got to understand it is none of that.
Hmm.
We're not praying to anybody.
Right.
You know that everything that's not associated with what their belief system is the devil. We have to look past that. Some people know, though. Some people in the church community and even pastors or whatnot, they know meditation is meditation, and it's properly used. It's going to help even your church, right, in your congregation. They've implemented it in prisons, and the violence got cut in half. Now something is working. So we got to understand that meditation is not some cultish religious thing. It's a connection. It's being present. That's all it is. It's just being present and allowing yourself to be who you really are. That's it. It has nothing to do with, like, you can say God, you can say the source. It's just a connection with who you really are. That's all it is.
I like that explanation because I agree with you. And I've also heard of people, oh, I can't get into that. That's not Christian. That's not godly. And I I agree. What it is. It's just, being where you at right now.
That's
That
it.
is it.
That's it. So yeah, we gotta, like I said, there's a lot of misconceptions about it, especially in the religious community. So I think just we need to clarify,
Boy.
clar clarify what it is. So I see you guys looking at
Well,
the.
Sugar Shy is like giving me some education on cannabis, and I hear you. I definitely believe that it helps a lot of folks, and I'm not downing it. I just have some concerns in regards to younger populations using it, and I also sometimes feel
I think what we fail to realize is it's certain people that need cannabis to kind of mellow themselves out, and then it's people that are just using it for recreation. You know what I'm saying? And the people that are just constantly just abusing it and using it for recreation are the people that kind of need to just like, maybe cut back a little bit.
Yeah, don't do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you can eat too many potatoes, it's gonna be bad for you. You can eat
right.
whatever it is.
Exactly.
Of course,
Exactly.
we're not
Yeah, too
saying.
many
Look,
vegan cupcakes still
yeah,
bad.
Oh
I
yeah.
just ate some cookies before I got on the mic.
Yeah, you had a sugar rush.
Yeah, so yeah, if this is why I say it. If it's affecting your life in a negative way, if it's making you not motivated, if it's making you not live to your full potential,
Exactly.
then maybe you should pick up
Yeah.
off of it. That's all. But if it helps you, I know people that it really
Yeah, I
helps.
know.
It even motivates them, and it doesn't. There's really no really bad side effects
Exactly. They're
that they
fully
deal with.
functional, and some people need it for appetite when they have appetite suppressants or whatever the case may be. But then, like you said, it's those people that just abuse it, and then you're like, oh well, they can give it a bad name, just like anything
Right?
else.
Absolutely. So yes,
Mm,
there's people that really do use it responsibly, and it really improves their quality of life.
Exactly.
So
I I agree. I agree. But I can't use it. I
Because
just
you don't
oh
need to
no,
use it. That's the difference. That's what I'm saying. It's like a person like you. If
I've
you
tried. I've tried. Trust
but
and believe I have tried.
but your
hey,
body was like, I'm taking a medicine
Hmm.
from the herb, and I don't need
Need
anything.
it. I
Yeah,
don't need it.
I
Yeah.
don't need any of the
yeah,
components that it gives to me right now. So what does your body do? It gives a
Mm-mm.
side effect. It rejects
Yeah.
it, and it's like, you know,
yeah. I think we're all wired different,
Hmm.
and I know I had the worst anxiety attack in my life on some marijuana.
Right? Me too.
And,
I was
and
asking
man,
God, like, either
hey,
take this high
hey,
away or kill me. Do one
hey,
or the other.
I had to leave my friend's house and just left my car there and start walking down the street.
I think we've all been there once.
Man, I had to go.
I
It's
remember
like
being
The,
like,
the
the
walls, the
voice
kill
walls,
just
me.
the voice just telling you to keep on walking. Go outside
hey,
and get some fresh air.
the walls were closing in. I had to go.
So, so Monk, tell me, what advice would you give to a young man and a young woman about living a healthy lifestyle? Like, just give me
Overview.
a good overview of
Okay.
what they should do.
So my motto, first of all, before I can get into that, is if it doesn't make your life better, you gotta let it go.
Mm. Let
So
it.
whatever,
That's huge right there. I think you got to say that one more time for the viewers.
if it doesn't make your life better, then
Just
Let
let it
let
it
go.
it go.
go.
No matter what it is,
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
That's so
relationship,
good. That's true. And you feel better when you let it go.
right? So a lot of times we cling on to stuff because we're programmed to have that in our lives, but there, if you let it out. So if you did something on a deep work, let that it helps. What for me, it I couldn't put on it, you know, right? So you're looking a little burn, a little rice, through in it one by bad drop sleep. Yes, I because my life you have to this is I got to believe even the
Right.
I didn't even get a class in it class all the being